All right, and welcome to this week's Goddess Guidance. Let's see what we have here. What is the Divine Feminine message? Those watching here on the live and on the recording, what is it that they need to know? All right, so this week's Goddess Guidance comes from the Goddess Hathor, an Egyptian goddess who says, allow yourself to receive. This will increase your intuition, your energy, and ability to give to others. So our message is one of receptivity. And a little bit about Miss Hathor. She is an Egyptian goddess represented by the head of a cow to symbolize the sacred animal's life-giving milk and mothering. She is a benevolent sky and sun goddess who helps with all aspects of child conception, birthing, and raising. Call upon Hathor to guide you in nurturing yourself and your loved ones. And might I add, your creative projects as well. Because when you are trying something new, that is also a birthing process, whether it's birthing a child or birthing an idea, birthing a business, a new lifestyle, anything like that. That is a rebirth. And so she says, allow yourself to receive. All right. And so with that message of receptivity, holes turned around here. Just allow yourself to find comfortability in this moment. Gently closing your eyes, taking some nice deep breaths. Just taking this opportunity to slow down. Finding your center in this moment. Finding a place of stillness within as you bring your awareness down through the body, down to the belly, down through the hips, to the legs, to the feet. Just feeling yourself releasing, letting go of your day. To ground yourself deep into the earth, allowing that connection to stabilize you, secure you. Allow that connection to that earthly source to offer you her creativity, her wisdom, her beauty, security, safety. And just taking a nice deep breath, allowing yourself become grounded, to relax, and just breathe. On your next breath, as you begin to expand your awareness to the edges of the space that you're in, knowing and noticing what it feels like to just create some space for yourself. Allowing your awareness to reach outwardly, maybe moving beyond the edges of the room that you're in. Extending your energy beyond your home, your city, your state. Allowing your energy and awareness to extend beyond your country, extending beyond the outer edges of Earth, extending beyond any and all limitations as you allow yourself to continue to expand out into the far outer edges of the universe. And just tapping into that divine connection, calling forth that powerful yet graceful presence that has supported you in bringing things to life, even your own life, your own presence here. Remembering those times, those moments where divine intervention stepped up and stepped into a moment, intervening, protecting you, providing for you. Taking a moment just to step into that space. That space where you and the divine and possibility exists. Allowing yourself just to open up in the mind through curiosity, in the heart space through softness, compassion, opening up within the body by taking a deep breath and seeing if you can just soften any areas of tension. Allowing yourself to just receive the message of receptivity. Being curious. Curious about what it is that you need to receive in this moment. Stepping away from the analytical mind. Listening to yourself. And just noting, what is it that I could possibly receive in this moment? Becoming curious. What would it feel like to just open up, be in a space of receptivity? Becoming even more curious about the intention for tonight's message to be presented. What is it that Spirit and the Divine Feminine, the maternal side of the divine, would like to gift you, to bless you with, to offer you? Just like that instinctive mother, a divine feminine aspect of spirit knows what it is that you need. The mind may try to rationalize what it is that you need, what it is that you want. See if you can bring your awareness down into the body. See if there's a yearning for something. What needs to be met? And how can you turn towards that yearning with a sense of curiosity? Why is that there? What does that mean? Where is that coming from? What is this feeling, this yearning, this desire offering me? See if you can listen to yourself for any guidance, insight, wisdom. See, being receptive, receiving, is the essence of feminine energy. And just notice, when you are gifted something, how do you normally respond? How does your body respond? Someone pays you a compliment. Someone picks up the check. Someone offers you an unexpected gift. Someone offers you something more than what you may have expected. How do you respond to that? What are the thoughts that come up? How does it make you feel when someone offers you something more than expected, unexpectedly? And just stepping into, once again, that place of curiosity. Maybe asking yourself and listening, why is it that I respond this way? Why is it when someone compliments me, I respond in a particular way? What is it about that moment where I'm being offered something that I respond in the way I do? Just allow the wisdom from within yourself to offer you insight and guidance. If you could name that sensation within the body, or name that feeling, name the thoughts that come up, what would you call them? See if you can notice when it comes to receiving a habit, pattern, a default response. Or maybe in a particular area of your life, when being offered something, you respond one way. To another area of your life, you respond differently. For example, if someone offers you a compliment, that may be welcomed and easily received. But if a romantic interest offers you love, intimacy, is there a different response? Once again, calling in the power of your curiosity. I wonder why I respond that way. When someone offers me something, from a compliment to an unexpected gift, to something valuable, to something that is greater than what you may have expected. Ask yourself and listen. I wonder what makes me respond that way. See if there's a deeper truth to discover. Allowing the mind to step back from reason and logic. Listening to yourself. What do you feel? What do you sense? What do you notice? Is this a reoccurring pattern, or is it situational? Is there resistance? Or is there openness? See, when you allow yourself to receive, you open up the channels that creates a ripple effect. Not only throughout your physical body and your nervous system, but throughout the mind, your heart, your reality. What would it feel like to open up and be receptive to becoming more confident within yourself? What would it feel like to become curious as you open up? To becoming more prosperous? I wonder what that would feel like to allow myself to receive more prosperity. Wonder, what would that feel like to know what my purpose is? What am I here to create? I wonder what that could be. Softening the space between the brows as you allow the mind to take rest. I wonder, what is the source? I wonder, where does the yearning for love, connection, and intimacy come from within me? Why do I desire that? Where is that coming from? Moving into that space of wonder, wonder what it would feel like to be more creative, to express myself authentically. I wonder what it would feel like to know what I am here to create in this world. I wonder what it would feel like to have all the resources needed to make that happen. How would it feel to receive those resources? I wonder when they're coming. I'm curious as to how they'll show up, how this will look. What would the healthiest version of me look like? What would I need to receive to become the healthiest, most vibrant version of myself? What would it take to become the healthiest, most vibrant, prosperous version of myself? What would it take? How would that feel? I'm curious. I wonder. What would that version of me look like? How would it feel to be in her presence? How would it feel to be her? I wonder what would happen if I started to just notice all of the small things that I receive every day. I wonder how that would change my perspective of my physical experience. What would happen if I just focus more on all that I receive throughout the day? How would that change my life? I wonder what else I may receive the rest of this day or evening. I wonder what else I can observe and witness myself receiving the rest of this week. I wonder what it would feel like to be more receptive. I'm curious as to how that can change my life. What would it feel like to be more receptive? How can I open up and allow myself to receive more? If you experience any resistance, any uncertainty, feeling closed off in any way, mind, body, heart, or spirit, maybe just see if you can lean into that and become curious about why you're resistant to opening yourself up, to receiving more, to having better, experiencing greater, to being a brighter, beautiful, brilliant light. Asking yourself, what would it take to be more open and receptive? What would it take to become more receptive and have clarity, have confidence, have health and vitality, to have love, connection, intimacy, to have resources, prosperity, to see that my presence here earthside is of value, and that I am worth the investment. How would it feel to have an even deeper connection to my spirituality, my connection to nature, and all that is? When you allow yourself to receive, you have more resources. You allow your cup to be filled first. You allow yourself to be poured into first. And from your overflow, you can contribute to others in the world around you. Listening to yourself, what would it take to be more resourceful? How can I develop skills? How can I engage the support? Are there structures that need to be implemented and put into place so that I can have more time, more energy, more awareness, more calmness, more clarity? You could laser focus and design or create a visual, a sensation of what the most resourced version of you looks like, feels like, acts like, responds like. What would she look like? How would it feel to be her? Is there anything needed specifically to become her? Does she have any advice, maybe? Some guidance? What if this most resourced version of yourself became like a mentor in your life? You give her room, you give her space within your life. You allow her to take comfort in your life. You give yourself, the version of you right here, right now, permission to just relax. Allowing this resource version of yourself to meet you where you are. Taking a deep breath. Feeling yourself release any loads, baggage, heaviness you may have been carrying. It's as if someone has come to the rescue to help you. Gladly, genuinely. And you establish a connection, one that is unshakable, unbreakable, undeniable. As time goes on, this connection becomes stronger and stronger. The bond becomes stronger and stronger. It's as if two become one. What would it feel like for the most abundant resource, creative, confident, loving, connected, prospering, healthy, vibrant version of you to merge with who and where you are today? Breathing into that space between. Softening your crown, space between the brow, relaxing your jaw, your throat, shoulder. Softening in the heart space. Being open and receptive, curious of what is possible in this union. Stepping out of fear and uncertainty, doubt. Stepping into a sense of wonder. Sense of wholeness. Sense of being cared for, nurtured, tended to, loved unconditionally, supported. Maybe you notice it feels a certain way, better way. To become that abundant, vibrant, prosperous, purposeful, resourced version of you. Maybe you notice it feels pretty good to be receptive. To have what it is that you need and desire. Curious about your deepest yearnings, not from the headspace, but from the heart and the soul. What is it that I deeply yearn for? Where did this yearning come from? Why is it here? And just listening. To how you respond. Be still and listen. Where does any resistance or guilt come from? Blocks, known or unknown, when it comes to receiving. Where did they come from? Why are they here? How do they get formed? What do I want to do about them? How can I change that? What would it feel like to break down those barriers, those blocks? And become the best, highest, most creative, vibrant, radiant version of myself. Is there someone or something that can help me? How can I receive more assistance? How can I practice receptivity as a form of self-love and self-care? I wonder what that would feel like, how that would shift my reality and what's possible for me. How can I respond with more grace when I'm being complimented, when I'm being offered help, when someone offers to assist me, to care for me, take care of something for me? How can I find more grace in that process of receptivity? there's a specific area of your life where needs have been unmet. Ask yourself, what's standing in the way? What feels like it's in the way? Where do I feel blocked? Once again, dropping down from the rational, logical mind, listening to yourself. Why is that gap there, that block there, that barrier? Where did that come from? What would it take to dissolve it, to let it go, to move on, and to outgrow that? And I commit to making the effort to become more curious about where these blocks, this resistance to receiving has come from. I commit to observing the patterns, the habits, the ways of being, ways of responding that come from this feeling. I commit to being more consciously aware of how much I receive, what I receive each day. I commit to receiving with more ease and grace when the opportunity presents itself. I commit to staying curious about how stepping into receptivity, a greater embodiment of the divine feminine, can shift my perspective, can shift how I presence myself and show up in this world, can shift my relationship to others in the world around me, and how it can shift the direction in which I go, led by the wisdom within, listening to myself more and more, and trusting that a higher power moves with me, side by side, walking forward together in this path of growth, receiving all that I can along the way, so that what's true, what's destiny is revealed. Taking a deep breath in, releasing a slow, steady exhale, repeating, breathing style a couple more times. You begin to wiggle your toes, fingers, bring some movement to the body. Gently opening your eyes. when you're ready. All right. I like seeing where the direction of these meditations go these days. I remember when I first started out, I would lean on the meanings within the book a lot more heavily, the descriptions and so forth, and I still share them, obviously. But it's been a fun process. And sorry, y'all, I got like some, I guess, post-nasal drips and allergy stuff. Got my throat like itchy. I was in the mountains and we were riding with the windows down. It's like, oh, fresh air. And then it's like, okay, well, now you can't breathe. So, but yes, in this process that I'm in, it's been pretty interesting to see how and what, how the message shows up through me and what comes through, because just been kind of raw dogging it lately, and I'm like, I like this better actually. Not better, but it's just it feels different and feels good. So it's gonna continue to do that. All right. I don't know why, but it's for some reason my eyes feel heavy. I don't like when I have allergies or don't feel 100% period, because then I just gets all weird up here. Big old head, it's got to congest right here, So with that being said, my eyes are watery. Collective message. What is the collective message on this message here today? So what I heard was, how can you transform your level of receptivity? That was not what I was expecting to come through, but okay. So that's the collective message, is to contemplate, or when opportunities do present themselves, someone wants to, give you something, whether it is a compliment, that's the easiest way to start. Typically it feels, non-threatening. Or even if it's like, you go to, one of the simplest ways is you go out to eat. Hey, can I get you anything else? Well, take a moment, and just, is there something else you would like? Learning to ask for that or respond to the opportunity. Okay, that's what we'll look at. We'll reframe it that way. How can you respond to those smaller opportunities of opportunities to practice not just grace, but receptivity, allowing yourself to feel served, allowing yourself to feel like someone is present and there, asking you what it is, what are your needs in this moment, and giving yourself permission to shift how you respond. Right? I mean, if it's if someone's trying to give you something and you know that you have a block when it comes to receptivity, then that awareness of, hey, I'm blocked when it comes to receiving, like, okay, so how do you want to change that? How can you respond to that differently? Right? And then what happens is, as you ask yourself, how can I respond? Like, how can I respond? That curiosity, how can I respond to that differently next time? Well, guess what? You get opportunities to practice. Okay. And that helps you to become more discerning in what it is that you value. So now you take action from what you value versus what you're just being given. Okay, because you know, people can give you a whole, like, you ever been to um it's like when I go to an expo or something, like a wellness expo, and you get the goodie bags, you know, and the promo bags and swag bags, and you go through it and you're like, you just got a bunch of bags now for one, right? Just a bunch of bags, a bunch of flyers, a bunch of all this stuff, but you really just wanted like the little shroom edibles or something, you know what I'm saying? You really just wanted the new eye cream that was in there, whatever it is that they were offering. That's really what you wanted, right? And then the rest of the stuff, you're kind of like, yeah, okay. So when you become more intentional in your practice of receiving as a form of self-care, of self-love, right? The reason why it becomes a form of self-care and self-love is because it helps you to stand more in what you value. So you become more of a high value woman, and it helps you to strengthen your connection to yourself, your self-worth, and you no longer settle for what you're just given, right? You become more discerning in what it is that you want, what it is that you yearn for, what it is that you desire, and you align your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, the space around you, you know, habits, lifestyle, all that stuff. You start to align through clarity with those things, those values that you have, okay? And it keeps you feeling more fulfilled because now you're getting the things that you actually want. The needs that you have are actually getting met instead of, you know, it's kind of like, say someone wants to, you know, oh, you just want a new car. You're like, yay, you know, like, man, I've been wanting a new car. And they give you like a lemon or something, you know, or they give you like a, I don't know, I don't know, someone tells you you're getting a new car and you're just like, oh, okay, I got, all right, new Honda Civic. That's cute. All right, I'll take that. But you might have been kind of hoping for like something like a Mercedes, right? A Tesla or something. It's one of those things where you're like, okay, well, I don't mind. Like, this is good. Okay. But it still isn't what you want. And then, therefore, there's a disconnect, a gap that leaves you feeling unfulfilled. And so when you start to practice responding, how you respond to opportunities, right, of receiving, and then presenting yourself in a way that supports getting those needs met, whether that's speaking up for yourself or just saying thank you. This is awesome, you know. And telling the person or whoever gifted that, whether it's spirit, whether it's another person, like thank you, you know, I appreciate that. Then not only does that pay it forward to them or that situation, that entity, but it also helps you to feel more fulfilled, not only short term but long term, and also helps you to find more clarity in what it is that you really value so that you can start to move towards that and away from anything less, okay? Because you are worthy. And that is your collective message for today. We'll get into the personal readings now.